Happy Friday, everybody. I'm sure that you're happy that it's the end of the week. We're going to do math talk today and we're going to do some subitizing. So, do you remember what subitizing is? It's just knowing what a number is without counting. So seeing that picture in your head and just knowing how many things there are. So in life, there's some different times you might be subitizing something if you're playing a game and you're playing with some dice, or if you're just out somewhere and you're seeing a group of things that you want to know how many there are. It's a helpful math activity for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a card, and since we're not at school, you just need to shout out the answer when you know what it is, and I'll hold it up for about 3 seconds and see if you can do it. So we're going to start out with some pretty easy ones, and the first ones are dots. So you're just going to say how many dots you see. All right, here's the first one. All right, so how many did you see? And then how did you know? Did you see some different groups? So I heard you all saying 3. So here's 3. And maybe you saw this group of 2, and then you saw one more. Maybe that's how you saw 3. Or you maybe saw it a different way. All right, ready for the next one? Here's our next one. All right, how many did you see? Okay, and then how did you see it? What were the groups that you saw? So this one actually reminded me of dice. If I was playing a game and I was rolling 2 dice, and this was my 1 dice, or die, and this was my other die, then I would have had 3 and 2, and then I could figure out that was 5. All right, next one. How many did you see? 4. All right, you saw 4. All right, get ready for the next one, and here we go. All right, how many did you see that time? It's a little bit trickier. All right, there were 6. So maybe you saw a group of 4 and 2. Possibly you saw 3 and another 3. Or maybe your brain saw 2 and 2 and 2. However you saw it. Good work. All right, so we don't always see dots when we're subitizing. Sometimes we might see some food in front of us on a plate or on a table. So this time you have some apples to look at. Here's the first one. All right, how many apples did you see? All right, 6 apples. So maybe you saw 5 and 1 so that you knew that was 6. Or maybe you saw a diagonal line and you saw 4 and 1 and 1 and you knew that was 6. Or maybe you did it a different way. All right, here's some more apples for you. All right, how many did you see? 5. All right, there's your 5. A group of 3 and a group of 2. Here's the next one. All right, that one was a little bit trickier. What did you see? 8. All right, here's 8. So here's a group of 4 and a group of 4, or possibly you saw 2 and another 2 and another 2. All right, this is our last one of apples. All right, what did you see? 7. I could hear you saying 7. All right, so I can see your group of 6 and then one more. Or maybe you saw a group of 3 and another group of 3. Or maybe you're seeing groups of 2 to know that that was 7. And you can easily tell it's an odd number, can't you? Because these guys all have a group, but this guy is the odd one out. He doesn't have a partner. All right. Next, we are going to do some 10 frames. So 10 frames are always handy. So if the whole 10 frame is full, you know that there are 10. So keep that in mind when you are looking at these ones. All right, should we do hard or easy first? Okay, well, we'll start with this one. Might be hard, might be easy for you. I don't know. All right, here's the first one. All right, how many did you see? Okay, so there were 7. So maybe you noticed the empty space. And you know that if there's 3 missing from 10, then that would be 7. Or you possibly saw the group of 5 and 2 more. Or a group of 4 over here and 3 more. There's so many different ways that our brains can see things. We all do it differently. Okay, next one. All right, what did you see? Okay, so I see that one of my 10 frames is full, so I know that is 10. And then there's 3 more, and it's 13. This reminds me of calendar time when we would be counting our days of school. I wonder how many days of school we're at by now. I should figure that out for you. All right, next one. All right, what did you see? 6. Okay, so here's a group of 5 and 1 more. Or maybe again, maybe you saw the empty spaces and you knew that if there's 4 missing, then that would be 6. All right, so sometimes when we're doing math, you might use your fingers to help you figure things out, and maybe your mom and dad say, don't use your fingers, but you know that at school we use that as a strategy because it's helpful. So our next subitizing pictures are going to be with fingers. All right, if you have a younger sibling, this is a fun activity you could do with them. You could hold up some fingers and say, how many? And then they could tell you how many they saw. And then you're practicing subitizing with them. And then they'll know all about subitizing when they come to school. All right, here's the first one. All right, here's some fingers. They're not my fingers, it's a picture. Okay, how many did you see? 3. All right, so you maybe know that I have 5 fingers, unless maybe I'm an alien. So I have 5 fingers. So if 2 of them are down, I'm left with 3. Okay, next guy. That was probably easy. Probably didn't take you long to figure that one out because you know you have how many fingers? 5. All right, here's the next guy. All right, how many did you see? That one was tricky. I was actually not quite sure on that one, but all right, if you saw 6, there you go. So I almost thought that this thumb was up, maybe because that one was up. Anyway, so here's a group of 5, 1 more, you'd have 6. All right, here's the next one. All right, how many did you see? Okay, so a group of 5 and 3 more, so that would be 8, or maybe you saw them kind of in groups of 2, like these 2 together, and you would know that there's an even number. There's no finger that's left out without a partner. All right, so here's a couple more. This is a lot of hands in this one. All right, how many? 13. All right, because 2 hands, we know what that makes. We know that our 2 hands makes 10, and must have been somebody sitting beside them in their desk had 3 more, and there's 13. Or it's an alien with 3 hands. All right, next one. How many? All right, it's close to being 10, but it's 1 more, so it's 11. You can see the 10 and 1 more. All right. So next I have some fish for you. Maybe if you're out and about and you see a fish tank at your friend's house and you just want to know how many fish there are without counting them. So here's some fish. Let me do this one really fast. Ready? How many did you see? 4 fish. All right, they look like they have big teeth. 2 and 2. Or maybe it kind of looks like if you're playing a game and you're using a dice. All right, next one. Here's some more fish. All right, how many fish did you see? All right, I could hear you say 6. There's a group of 5, and 1 more would be 6. I wonder where they're going. Off to the ocean, I guess. All right, I left a few tricky ones for at the end. All right, are you ready for the tricky? I have 3 of them. All right, So you might actually just have to get a picture in your head for these ones and then think about it. Okay, ready? All right, you didn't have time to count them. So you might still have that picture. You're thinking about it. Okay, how many did you see? 10. And how many of you realize this is a pattern? It's not a repeating pattern. It's a growing pattern. It starts with 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. It looks like a pyramid. So there you go. Maybe you could see 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and figure that all out together. Maybe you saw it differently. Maybe you're looking at lines this way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lots of different ways you can see it. All right, tricky one number 2. Are you ready? Okay. How many? All right, I can hear some of you say, I saw groups of 3 because we were practicing a little bit of multiplication before you started doing school at home. So you maybe knew 3 and 3 and 3 is 9, 3 groups of 3, and one more is 10. All right, good work. Here's the last tricky. All right. Ooh, how many did you see? I actually don't know. That was too fast for me. All right, there we go. It is 12. I now realize this is a double. There's a group of 6 and another group of 6, which could give you 12. Or you could have a group of 4, a group of 4, a group of 4 to give you 12. So lots of different ways. Okay, thank you for subitizing with me today. I hope you have a wonderful day and a really great long weekend because there's no school on Monday. See you later.